Why are there poor people and rich people? Why is there such a clear division in life? Surely you've wondered why your life is not like others? Why do the people around you, even though they don't try as hard as you, seem to achieve everything they want, while you continue to struggle and fight daily with seemingly insurmountable challenges? There are some questions that we may never find answers to in our lifetime. But one thing that few people realize is that the challenges and hardships you are facing are not signs of failure. They are God's way of preparing you to make you stronger, to help you understand that true wealth is not what the eyes can see or the ears can hear. It is the peace in your soul and unconditional love. So why is there a difference between the poor and the rich? Is it random, or is there a divine plan behind it? Let's explore together to understand that every challenge, every turning point in life has its own reason. And only when you dare to face it and trust in God's guidance can you clearly see the path ahead. This is not just a story about poverty or wealth, but a story about faith, about the lessons we must learn to walk through life with resilience. Let's explore it together, and I believe you will see that, whether poor or rich, each of us has an important role in the miraculous plan that God has designed for humanity. So, are you ready? Follow this story, because it will not only change the way you view life, but will also help you realize that everything, whether challenges or joys, is a blessing that God has prepared for us. Rich people and poor people are like two different puzzle pieces in this vast universe. They have different perspectives, actions, and thoughts, but all are governed by an inevitable destiny. God has chosen those with faith, those who carry within them the holy bloodline and the invisible light of understanding that not everyone can see. It is God who arranges everything, and the challenges you face, whether poverty or hardship, are not random. You may feel tired, sometimes desperate, when you look at this world and compare yourself to the wealthy, those who seem to be blessed with all the good things. But remember one important thing: God never abandons anyone, whether poor or rich. His arrangements always have a reason, even if you cannot see it yet. God has set aside a unique path for you, a journey full of challenges, but also full of blessings. So trust and be patient. Act with firm faith, no matter how the storms come, no matter how winding the road of life may be. Never give up. Love everyone, regardless of how they perceive you, for it is through actions from a pure heart that the door to blessings opens. Live with honesty and humility, for God only blesses those who live worthy of His love. And when you follow these principles, you will realize a miraculous truth. God's gifts are not always what you desire immediately, but in the moment you least expect, He will gift you with dreams come true, blessings you never dared to think about, incredible opportunities you never dared to imagine. God will open the door to prosperity, love, and happiness that you cannot even fathom. Because in God's eyes, there is no distinction between the rich and the poor, only honest souls, strong faith, and unconditional love. When you live true to your authentic self, when you live according to God's guidance, the entire universe will bow to you so that you may receive all the wonderful things He has already prepared for you. Do not worry, for God is watching your every step, and when the time comes, you will clearly see that today's challenges are merely stepping stones leading to glory. Let God's faith and love guide you, for He is the source of all miracles in this life. Imagine a moment when you stand before the door of life, just you and God. You can feel His presence, an invisible yet incredibly powerful light shining upon you, as if He is guiding your way, even though this path may be rough and full of challenges. But it is precisely in these difficult moments that you will understand that every drop of sweat, every painful moment, brings you one step closer to the blessings He has planned for you. God is not a being you can ask of casually. He only bestows blessings upon resilient souls, hearts that never stop hoping, people who dare to live with unconditional faith. Do not think that you will immediately receive precious gifts, for His grace does not come overnight. But be patient and trust that today's trials are the refining process, the key that will unlock treasures you never dared to dream of. And then there will come a day when you no longer worry, no longer fear the future, and you will realize that your waiting was the greatest gift of all. The door to prosperity will open, love will come, and you will be surrounded by God's divine light, as a part of this universe, like a shining star in the sky full of hope. But you know what? Your story, the one you are living, will not just be your own. It will be a testimony of the miracles that God has created. And when you share this story, when you let those around you know about your journey of faith, you will see other souls finding the light. They will step into this journey with faith, with hope that if you can do it, they can too. Comment below this video where we can all share miraculous stories, profound advice on faith, and God's guidance. Your story is the one that we all need to hear, for it is not just a story of hardship, but a story of triumph, of the gifts that God is waiting to bestow upon you. When you are part of this community, you are not just a recipient of blessings, but you are an inspiration to those who are seeking the truth in faith. Let every moment in your life become a sacred melody, resonating throughout the universe, carrying the message of patience, love, and boundless faith. For when you follow God's call, you will realize that nothing is impossible. Why are there poor people and rich people? This question has often caused many people to feel confused and troubled when they look at the injustices in this world. But if you stop for a moment and reflect more deeply, you will see that all of this has a reason, and it is God who arranges everything, with each person having their own unique journey. Wealth or poverty is not just the result of personal effort, but also a challenge that God sets for each soul to help them understand more about the purpose of life and faith. Have you ever wondered, why does one person live in poverty all their life, while another is born into luxury? Surely there will be times when you feel it's unfair, when you see those around you living in wonderful conditions, easily achieving everything they want. You might feel forgotten, standing behind closed doors, while others step into the spotlight of success. But stop and reflect on this. God never abandons anyone. He simply allows each person to live a different life because He knows that every soul has a unique mission. The poor are not losers. They are those being refined, undergoing challenges that God wants them to overcome. The hardships you face are not signs of failure, but the first step on the path to maturity and the strength you need. The poor, in the darkest moments of life, are often the ones with the deepest faith. They may have no money, but they have faith in God, and that faith helps them overcome the greatest storms of life. They know that true wealth is not material riches, but peace in the soul and unconditional love from God. In their most desperate moments, they ask for nothing but His guidance and grace. So why are there rich people who have everything they want, yet still feel empty inside? They have wealth, they have fame, but perhaps they lack faith. They live in a world that is full materially, but empty spiritually. God continuously challenges them, not to make them suffer, but to help them realize that true wealth must come from love, from humility, and from giving to others. The challenges in this life are not punishments, but opportunities for them to recognize the true values of life. The story of the poor and the rich is not a story of success or failure, but a story of how each person faces challenges and of their faith in God. When you face poverty, never think that you are being forgotten. It is precisely in moments like these that God is teaching you important lessons about patience, resilience, and integrity. The story of the poor and the rich is not a story of success or failure, but a story of how each person faces challenges and of their faith in God. When you face poverty, never think that you are being forgotten. It is precisely in moments like these that God is teaching you important lessons about patience, resilience, and integrity. Meanwhile, when you witness the wealth of others, do not envy them, but ask yourself, are they living in alignment with the purpose of their life? Do they understand that true wealth is not just riches, but how they use what they have to help others and illuminate God's light in this world? Meanwhile, when you witness the wealth of others, do not envy them, but ask yourself, are they living in alignment with the purpose of their life? Do they understand that true wealth is not just riches, but how they use what they have to help others and illuminate God's light in this world? And now, as you stand at the crossroads of life, remember that the challenges you are facing are not random. Every drop of sweat, every time you fall and rise again, is a step closer to the glory that God has prepared for you. Nothing in this life is meaningless. Every hardship, every adversity is a part of His divine plan to refine you, to help you realize the boundless strength you possess. Perhaps right now you feel tired. Perhaps you are standing on the edge of despair, but never give up. It is in these moments, when you feel like you have nothing left, that God's blessings are drawing near. Remember that true wealth is not material riches, but peace in the soul, steadfast faith, and unconditional love. God never abandons you. He is simply guiding you through challenges so you can recognize the true value of life, faith, and love. Do not look at what others have. Do not compare yourself to those around you. They may be rich in material things, but you are rich in spirit. And it is that spirit that will lead you to the wonderful gifts you never dared to imagine. Continue walking with unwavering faith. Trust that everything happens for a reason. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that every challenge, every drop of sweat has led you to a beautiful life, filled with the blessings that God has reserved just for you. So what will you do now? Will you give up and let life pass you by? Or will you keep fighting, keep trusting in God's guidance, and one day, you will be the one standing on the other side, looking back and thanking the struggles that helped you become a greater, stronger, and more deserving person of the blessings that God has already prepared for you? Keep moving forward, for God is leading the way. And when the time comes, you will receive wonderful gifts, things you never dared to dream of. Never give up. God is always with you. Leave your thoughts below this video. Share your story, and remember, your journey has just begun. Thank you for watching this video. This is also the message that God wants to send to you, the strongest and most wonderful things. Spread the goodness to this life and look forward to the next videos as soon as possible.